So we've done the quadratic formula now, and we've done the guts in the calculator with b squared minus 4ac. And I've asked you not to put the square root around this giant chunk of information. I've asked you to take this extra step. And I told you I would tell you why in a couple of minutes. So now is that time. So if you get a positive answer, you put the guts into your calculator and you get a positive number. I don't care what that number is. It's just some positive number. You will have two solutions, two real solutions where your quadratic does cross the x-axis twice. Now, if you get a negative number, again, I don't care what it is. If it's negative at all, you will have no solutions, zero solutions. It will not touch, it will not cross your x-axis at all. Nope. So it's floating somewhere in the middle of your graph. But if you put the guts in your calculator and you get 0, like straight up 0, that's not that you have 0 solutions. In fact, you have a solution. It means that you actually have one solution. All right? So it will touch. It won't cross over, but it'll just barely touch on the vertex onto your x-axis. Okay? So all of this relationship is called the discriminant. Yeah, not discriminate. Totally different topic. We do not discriminate in mathematics. No. Just discriminant. Yeah, I don't know. It's semantics detail. So let's determine what is the discriminant, and as a result, how many solutions will there be? I don't even want to know what the solutions are. I just want to know how many there will be based on this quadratic here in the problem given to us, okay? So we start with, is this in standard form? And I would say, no, it's missing a piece. So let's write this in standard form. Yeah. Because what can I add here at the end that doesn't show? A 0. So A equals 1, B equals -6, and C equals 0. Great. So now let's use them in the discriminant. So B squared, -6 in parentheses, minus 4 times A and times C. There they are, filled in the blanks. What's -6 squared? Yeah, it's 36. Positive 36, thank you. Minus what? What is 4 times 1 times 0? Yeah, it's 0. What's 36 minus nothing? It's 36. Now, is this 36 a positive 36 or a negative 36? Yeah, it's a positive 36. That's right. So, is this my solution? No, it's not. What it means is there are two real solutions. For this quadratic. There it is. This is your answer. That is what we have been after. That wasn't bad. That was pretty easy. You can do that. Let's go check out number 7. So it's application time. The daily production of a company is modeled by the function P minus W squared plus 75W minus 1,200. We probably ought to box that up. I bet that's going to be really important. The daily production, P, is dependent on the number of workers, W, that are present. Okay. If the break-even point, that's interesting, is when P equals 0, what are the least and greatest number of workers the company must have present each day in order to break even? So break even means they didn't make any money, but they didn't lose any money. They just broke even. So I guess what we're seeing here in this situation is if they don't have enough workers, they're going to lose money. But if they have too many workers, they're going to lose money. Interesting. Okay, so let's go find out. So let's rewrite our function P equals negative W squared plus 75W minus 1,200. Let's go put this into the quadratic formula and see what it gets for us. So A equals negative 1, B equals 75, and C equals negative 1,200. Quadratic formula time. So X equals minus B. What is B? 75. Plus and minus the square root. The square root of what? B squared. So 75 squared minus 4 times A, which is negative 1, and times C, negative 1,200. All over 2 times A. All right. So we filled in the blanks. Those are some big numbers, aren't they? But it's going to be okay. We have our calculator, so it'll be good. So X equals minus 75 plus and minus the square root of the guts. Okay, calculator, have you turned it on? Let's go see. So typing this in, we're going to type in parentheses 75, close parentheses, squared, minus 4, parentheses, negative 1, close parentheses, open parentheses, negative 1,200, push enter. What did you get? Did you get 825? Good job. All over 2 times negative 1, negative 2. So X equals negative 75 plus or minus, what is the square root of 825? Let's find out. Control X squared. 825. What did you get? Ooh, a decimal. So do you have to use the decimal spaces? Yes. Yes, you do. How many? All 4 of them. Use them. This is not a big deal. You are not going to get carpal tunnel because you wrote down 4 decimal spaces. They're not even confusing. Just do it. So 28.7228 all over -2. All right. So we're going to do the plus and the minus. And we'll use our calculator friend to help us out, and that'll be good. So let's get some space. There we go. -75 plus 28.7228 divided by -2. Let's type that in. I love using this fraction creator in your calculator to help us out. It really helps to avoid issues of order of operations. It helps you to be able to put things exactly where you mean for them to go. Okay, what did you get when you typed this in? Did you get a decimal answer of 23.1386? Good. We're going to talk about this number in a moment. So now let's do the minus. We did the plus. Let's do the minus. -75 minus 28.7228 all divided by -2. Again, let's go type this in. Control divide. -75 minus 28.7228 divided by -2. Did you get 51.8614? Good deal. Now, are you allowed to have a decimal of a person? Do they let you bring part of a person anywhere? No, they have laws against that. That's disgusting. Why would you do that? Okay, so 23 or 24? That is the question. Because this is an application problem. So first let's make a note. Cannot have a decimal answer because these are people. Okay? And if you want to, you can write on there, we can't chop up people. Laws. Here, I'll write down laws. They have laws about that. All right. So now we can test this in a table to see if 23 will give us a positive value or a negative value, because we want to know what's going to be a positive. I don't ever want the boss man to be in the negative, right? That's how a company has a really bad day. So I want to know what's going to make a positive value. Let's go into your calculator and let's pull up a new document. Add your graph, and I'll enlarge this. So, whoops. we're going to type in our equation, only I can't use w's. I need to use x's. So negative x squared plus 75x minus 1,200. Enter. Now I can see nothing on my screen. That's fine. Let's go look at your table. Control T. And we said we want to know what happens around 23. So let's arrow, 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 arrow. Hey, 23 has a value of -4. Remember, the boss man can never be in the negative. No. He can be in the positive just a little bit. So the least number of people to still have a productive day and barely break even, he's got to have at least 24 people. So we'll write that down. 24 people. At least. And we need to check out this value. Is it going to be 51 or 52? So again, we'll just arrow, 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 arrow. All the way over here to the 50s. All right, 51, I have a positive value. And 52, I don't. I have to stay in the black. I have to stay out of the negative, out of the red. I got to stay in the black, so we're going to go for the 24, and that would be 51 people at most. This is your final answer right here. And now you know why I wanted to do this problem with you. So you can't even just say, we'll round. No, actually rounding would have caused you to go into the black, into the red, and boss man will never approve of that. Okay? All right, so we skipped over number 6, and I want you to go and do that one on your own. And if you're stuck, come and talk to me, and I will always help you out.